Hello, my name is Dr. Hoda Amer, and we're going to go through the rehydration method for air-dried smears. So the rehydration method was discovered by Dr. Chan and Kung in the late 80s, and it has a number of advantages, including restoring transparency of the air-dried cells. It hemolyzes background blood and RBCs. It unmasks the tumor cells, which makes it easier to recognize. It also retains large fragments, large tissue fragments, so that kind of holds on to a more histological, looking at it from almost like histology. It's simple. It's not as costly as SurePath or ThinPrep. You can follow it by any kind of staining you'd like, and it's definitely easier to read than conventional staining. Here is the original article that was described in 1988. This PMID is 3276144. If you live in any country, if you live in the US, it's not open access, but in almost any other country, I'm sure you could probably find it. This is the article that I used to describe the different components of the mixture. This was slightly modified from Dr. Chan method. This article I also recommend just because it went into a lot of detail, and I think the detail was very helpful. And this one is actually open access. So they actually described how just compared between the conventional and the rehydrated, and described whether or not there was cytolysis, the extent of the air drying artifact. As you can see, the air drying artifact disappears from the from the rehydration. The blood, this is a huge factor, the background, cytoplasmic staining being satisfactory. And then also like the crispness of the squamous cells. I recommend that article if you want to look through it. This was the picture from the article, and as you can see the difference between the bloody background and the less bloody background. So here are the steps for the rehydration method that I recommend, and Dr. Paul Wakely from The Ohio State University also recommends. And so basically what you would do is leave the slides to dry 1/2 hour to maximum 24 hours. You want to put it in saline for 30 seconds. And then step 3 is a formalin alcohol mixture. So this formalin alcohol mixture is made up of formaldehyde and ethanol, and you're going to put that in for 10 seconds. How to make it? To make 300, so you would need 300 mLs of 38% to 40% formaldehyde, 2,052 milliliters of 95% alcohol, and 647 milliliters of distilled water. If you make this mixture, it'll give you about 3 liters of this mixture. Okay? So that's for 10 seconds. And then step 4, you're going to use ethyl alcohol, and you could put that in as long as necessary. And after that, you can stain as usual. It's a good idea to change your solutions daily. Dr. Yasmin Isawi from the Asaraini actually started using the rehydration for hemorrhagic thyroid cysts, and you can see how much easier it is and how much more visible the tissue is to read the cells. I want to give a special thanks to Dr. Paul Wakely and Dr. Rulong Sheng from The Ohio State University. I'd love to know what your experience has been using it for cervical smears. Please do send me an email. Thank you.